So that means you have gone through a breakup and how you deal with it. It's so important to get your own closure, because if the other person is not there, Hi everyone, I'm Sindy V King. I am a relationship and dating coach for executives and high achiever. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about 5 stages of grieving or even loss. So that means you have gone through a breakup and how you deal with it. It's so important to get your own closure, because if the other person is not there, they can't give you closure. And no matter what you are going through the breakup, you still have to go through 5 different stages of grieving, and it could be definitely challenging, but it doesn't have to be in this way. So I'm going to tell you exactly what the 5 stages are and how to deal with them. So number 1 is being in disbelief, and even isolation, and that's just simply meaning that you're in the stage of like, oh my gosh, this is not happening, I can't believe it's actually real. And sometimes it goes into denial, and you can go into like you start noticing your body. For men, it's different. They're more hurting in their head. For women, it's in their body. And it's just having a loss. Either if you are being rejected, or you've been abandoned, or they just have left with they have ghosted you, okay? And so no matter what in this relationship, you can't stay in a relationship if that person is not happy or you are not happy. So either or, the breakup's still equally as painful on each side. Again, it's all about taking care of you and having a co-parenting yourself in this way. The denial stage is really about like being in shock of loss, numbness into our emotion. We block out any words or hidden from the fact. It's really delusional. Like there's like a cloud or a brain fog that you're experiencing, and you just don't understand why this is happening. We start believing that this is meaningless, right? Nothing of this is going to come into value or anything longer, or that person is going to come back. We'll talk about that in a second. There's a stage for that. And for most people experience grieving, this is actually considered to be a temporary response of like a state of shock and pain. So you're going to experience some sort of pain in the body. And if you're experiencing pain in your chest, in your heart area, please hospital, and you might be having some sort of heart issue actually. So there is what you call Takotsubo heart, like a broken heart syndrome. If you ever heard of that, I'll make a video based on that. Just remind me by commenting down below that you want to learn more about broken heart syndrome, okay? So the second stage is about to deal with our masculine side. So that could come off very angry, mad, really upset, and you want to defend yourself in every way, in any way that you can, because you're in a state of like defending yourself, right? So anger comes in 2 different categories for men and women, in a sense of women experience angry differently, okay? So women, when she experiences anger, it's more in her emotion. Men experience more anger, it's more in his feminine. Experiencing anger, it's more feminine base, which is more their feeling base, and women experience anger, and it's in her body. So it's in her body. And so that could be lashing out, throwing tantrums. It could be in different ways about. It could also come out violent as well. And anger could also come off with addictions as well. Because you don't want to feel this pain, right? So you're going to go and do whatever it takes to relieve that pain. And that could be drinking, alcohol, shopping therapy, things like in that source that is unhealthy behavior or towards your body. And so it has actually effects in denial, is isolation, and being aware of the reality, and it caused pain as well, re-emerging that. So this is attention. The intention of emotion is affected from our vulnerability core. So redirecting and expressing instead of as an anger. So the anger may be aimed for inanimate objects or a complete stranger. It could be your friends, it could be your family, it could be your children as well, right? So anybody is in our surrounding, you're going to feel that pain. What you need to do with your anger is create, this is a great opportunity. The anxiety is there for a reason. It wants to fight or flight. So that just simply means that, you know, we could actually recreate certain habits that we don't want to have. So if you have bad habits of like doing drinking, drugs, and alcohol, maybe it's time to create a new habit for yourself. And that could just simply mean going to a gym, exercising, getting yourself healthy, maybe talk to a therapist. Your friends are your friends. Just remember that. A therapist is there for a reason. And honestly, your friends is there to have fun, really. And you just have to remember our anger is there. You don't have to act on your emotion, okay? And that's simply lashing out and things like that, or attack and blast people. It doesn't need to be that, or feeling like a pressure cooker. There's a way to release that. You can go to the gym, you can eat healthy, you can talk to somebody, or you can do the talk down Katie. So I'll definitely link down below about her work. So how do you take a negative situation and then be able to reverse those negative thinking or feeling? And so remember, grieving is a personal process. That is, has no limit of time, or no one has the right of way to do it. They have to go through the process, understanding where this anger is coming from, understanding where this emotion is from, and be able to feel it, right? And be able to not like allow it to overrun your life, and be inspired in the positive side. So that's really teaching you how to do that as a person. And again, it could be a very, very challenging state. So if you need help in this somewhere in this area, go find a therapist that can help you, or you can help you in the process of getting you there. Stage is the negotiation stage, and that's more like the if or statement, and that just simply means like, oh, if this happened, if I did this, I think our outcome would be different. So it's really controlling the situation where you're feeling helpless and vulnerable, and then you're trying to revert that outwards. So this is an attempt to really allow yourself to bargain, even negotiate with yourself. And that could be the higher power, or a spiritual divine, or it could be God, or whatever it could be. Like, why is this happening? Why am I experiencing pain? If you really love me, why are you doing this to me? And that's just what is the weaker line of defense, of protecting us from the pain of reality. So again, we're withdrawing from reality. And the guilt often accomplished in our negotiation state of our mind. We start to believe that there was something that we could have done differently, and to help us to save our relationship, or if he or she didn't need to leave me. So I think that's a big negotiate. It's like co-parenting yourself. And that just simply means like, I'm okay. I can take care of me. My first priority is me to take care of my emotion, because if I'm not emotionally logic, I can't be rational about the situation, and I can't make the best decision for my future. And if I make a bad decision, in a sense of not thinking clearly, being impulsive, there are consequences. And what are those consequences? Am I willing to take that risk? So that's really a big factor on that one. Okay, so the fourth is about sadness and lovesick. And you can have psychosomatic, and that's just simply your mind. It's going to start feeling certain things, or your body start to produce certain things, because there's so much cortisol is happening in your body. And you can be in a depressed stage because there's so many practical loss that is happening in the relationship. So you went from a routine, and it just all of a sudden it just everything just got destroyed. And that is a very hard thing in yourself, in even any relationship. Losses that you have, or a breakup, or you're breaking up with someone, it's really hard. So, and you can get into the depressed state, which is the sadness, and it feels like a cloud, a really dark, rainy cloud that's just following you wherever it goes. And honestly, it doesn't have to be that way. So if you are in the state, a very long state, please go see your doctor. If you're having chemical imbalance, please go see your doctor about it as well, because there are certain things that could help individually. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. When you are grieving and sadness or lovesick, it's just, lovesick is like, oh, I want them back. Oh my gosh, like I'm needing the love. You know what? Honestly, the best love that you can have is self-care you. And we talked about co-parenting, taking care of you, doing the things that you enjoy. Okay, to get out of this sad or lovesick is really about creating things that you love and enjoy in your life. If there isn't a thing in your life that you have not done and you want to do it, and it's been your dream and your desire, maybe it's time to pick hobbies right now. Maybe it's a time to pick up certain new talents that you can create and that you never, maybe playing the guitar is a good thing. Maybe you haven't gone to the gym for a while. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe start eating healthy food, taking a cooking class, being social. I know it's really hard when you're around with other people. Maybe hanging out with your friend and just tell them your state of situation. Be like, look, I'm going through something challenging. I might be a little bit this, but I'm looking forward to hanging out, watching a movie, really catching up, and just really focusing on the positive that life can give you. I think when you get clarity and reassurance in that area, I think there's so much more that the life could actually offer, so that you don't be in the state of like sadness for a very long period of time. I think that's a big factor for that one. Its fifth stage is really about and that could be anything in the form of acceptance. This is what the situation is, and I'm going to love myself no matter what, and I'm going to be okay. And he is gone, so that means that he has exited out, or she has exited out of your life, and I want to find my own fulfillment and happiness. And that's the key word. My own happiness, my own fulfillment. I accept the situation. I want to live my life as in this peaceful place, and fulfillment and happiness. And that's just what really redirecting hope is. It's like, what am I inspired to do? What wakes me up every morning? This person is not creating my happiness. I'm creating my own happiness. So I take the energy, bring it back into reality, and say, this is what I want in my life, and this is how I'm going to do it. And that means with them or without them. You always had that plan. You know what? I think everybody should actually create a breakup kit. And sometimes acceptancy and creating closure, this is where you can actually write a letter to yourself. The things that you have learned in this relationship, the lesson that you have learned, and the future relationship or the partner that you really want to have a desire to have lasting love. And that's what you're going to create, a closure. Everybody wants closure, and sometimes that person is not there to give you that closure. And you know what? And that's okay. But you can create your own closure, because it's about you. It's about your experience in this journey and in this world. It doesn't have to be with them. They don't have to give you closure. They can have to give you the reason why that was, you were let go, or why it didn't work out. And you know, you don't have to go into a negotiation state. And that behavior is really not healthy if you're wanting to be lovesick all the time. You have to find that love within yourself and the power to bring yourself to a healthier relationship with you. So I feel that's a really dying love that really is the biggest gift that you can give to yourself. So when you are coping with any loss, deeply personally or material-wise, you can always ask yourself this question: does that bring me joy, and why does it bring me joy? if I can't have the financial needs to actually rebuild it, could I do it? Is there maybe it's time for me to rebuild my life the life that I didn't have for myself. And maybe that's where I need to have my journey. So it's all about having a healthy relationship with yourself. It's not about the other person. Whatever emotion that you have, just remember that you need to comfort your feelings first. And that's your emotion in a healthy way. Drinking your feeling away, spending a whole lot of money and then regretting it is not really a healthy way in the long run. So that being said, I really want to conclude our video today, and I really hope that if you are in this process, there is a healing process that's happening. And if you're watching this, I'm sending so much love in this world to you, and I know that you can do this. If you're struggling to get through this grieving stage, and that could be a loss of a loved one or a loss of your relationship, or it was a death of a relationship in the sense of the partner has had terminal illness or is divorcing you, it could be, or a cheating kind of situation where the relationship is no longer serving you. And it's all about, in order to have lasting love, it starts with you and the skills that you have. So please create a box and a kit for yourself, and I call it the Grieving Kit. And create that. And if you do that, please let me know down below and fill that kit with wonderful memories of what you dream of in this life. And it's not about your partner, it's about you at the end of the day. All right, if you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends, because sharing is caring. If you want my help in your relationship or dating situation, you can always book a time with me. Check out the link below. To stay in touch, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell button so you can be notified when I post new videos. Please go ahead, hit the like button, because it encouraged me to create more contents like this every week for you. If you have any ideas for a video, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.